Hello people of the internet, it's Amanda, and if you're new here on my channel, I usually talk about Japanese movies, dramas, entertainment. Sometimes I tap into other Asian pop culture topics as well, but for today's video, we're here to talk about the merging of two things that I absolutely love. Probably my shirt in this video gives you a clue as to what that is, but it's something that I personally didn't expect that would happen, but when it did, I literally thought that this was made for me. I'm talking about Number I releasing their very own lip product. This is called the iLip, which is in reference to the I in Number I. And when they announced this, I was just so psyched because anyone who knows me knows that I am just lipstick obsessed. I love lip products. I've loved them ever since I was a little girl, and I've had my first experience with makeup just joining a school contest or something like that. My mom put a little on my lips, used it on my cheeks and also on my eyelids, and the transformative power that gave me even as a little kid was so I couldn't forget that moment of seeing myself and feeling so dolled up and pretty with a slightly red lip. Like, it's not heavy makeup at all because my mom's also not a heavy makeup user, and so that's all she used on me. But it was such a memorable moment for me that really started why I love lipsticks and just makeup in general now, even up until now that I'm an adult. Now, it's a different thing when it comes to endorsements and like beauty lines. Like, I've talked about Number I's solo and group endorsements in another video. It's kind of like expected for them to, like, for example, with Sho and YSL Jin with Givenchy, Kishi still doesn't have his solo kind of like beauty endorsement, but he has his own like fashion and lifestyle one as well. And those kinds of things are expected, but them releasing their very own kind of like lip product is super interesting. And literally, like, when they announced it, that feeling of this was made for me kind of like this was really rushing through my head, and that really made me excited. And I really look forward to like ordering this and receiving this. And I had so many thoughts about it because, again, it just goes so well with like these are two things that I absolutely really love, and for that to happen, it's just really exciting. And so, but before that, real quick, I just want to say that I absolutely love the Number I shirt. I've talked about this before as well. I love my band shirts. I love my kind of like vintage looking tees. And so obviously I had expectations as to how it is. I was sure that they weren't going to release any product that was kind of like subpar. But I was really curious about this because I've been seeing a lot of like really interesting reviews about this shirt. But when I like really got to receive it, the fabric, even the print itself, like they mimic the ink cracking effect on the shirt without it kind of like ruining the actual feel and texture of it. And it even has like details out the back that kind of like really mimics that vintage but not really like worn out poor quality look. It really has this kind of like nice vintage rock and roll feel to it that I really love, and it meshes so well with how I just dress on a daily basis that it just pairs so well with the other pieces that I have in my wardrobe and kind of like just my day-to-day style. Because I live in the Philippines, it's really hot here. T-shirts are a go-to, and it just so happens that it fits my actual style, and I absolutely love that. But anyways, actually going into the iLip. So aside from reviewing the actual product, I will try to like compare it with other lip products that I have as well, how it wears, all these other things. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. So let's talk about the actual product itself, which is the iLip. So this is a fan club exclusive release. This is what the packaging looks like. So individually it looks like this. It comes in this kind of like nice chromatic box. I saw some fans having trouble kind of like opening this, but I used a nail file, like a flat nail file, to open mine to ensure that I wasn't ruining it, to loosen it up, because it is really kind of like tight at the top, which I think is really, really cool, considering that they didn't just use any cheap box for this product. And in my experience, when it comes to luxury beauty counters, is that most lipsticks, really like luxury lipsticks, come in these very secure kind of like boxes compared to more drugstore ones. And staff in those kind of like beauty counters even use a letter opener, like a flat top kind of like opener, to make sure that they don't crease the box when they're opening it for the client. So that really gives a very nice luxe experience to this entire thing. This is what it looks like up close. So again, very, very chromatic. It has the number I name here, the names of the members right here. It's kind of like the logo here up top. This very, very nice and chic. And when I actually like opened the product, I was surprised at the weight that it has. Now, to compare this to another lip product that I have, I just won't show the brand, but this is another lip product that I have. This is a drugstore product at a drugstore price point, and this isn't to say that quality of the actual product has to like varies depending on the actual price point. Sometimes it does, but there are a lot of like drugstore products that are really good. But just in terms of packaging and being objective about it, drugstore products usually feel a lot lighter as compared to more luxury products, like let's say for the YSL Love Shine. This has a nice weight to it. This one, which is a drugstore product, is a bit like, you can really feel that this is lightweight because the packaging, all these other things. Obviously it has to do with, you know, costs and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that this isn't sturdy. The quality is okay, but again, you can definitely feel that this is definitely lighter. For the number iLip, this has some nice weight to it, which really adds to the whole kind of like luxe high street vibe to the actual lip product. Now, here's what it looks like. It's not exactly matte, but it has that kind of like effect. The logo is here, and it also has the names of the members below. It's easy to get kind of like fingerprint marks on it, which is quite typical, and I don't hold it against the product anyways, but it definitely has that kind of like nice heavy feel to it that gives you, and even like the way that the cap kind of like slides and goes in, definitely like good. For this one, this one is quite like, it's also quite smooth, but again, you can feel the difference when you hold it on, what makes it, you know, like a drugstore product. And this definitely doesn't have that feel at all because it slides really, really nicely. It also has the number I detail right here. And speaking of, in terms of the print, so I have my nail here. I'm trying to scratch it, and it doesn't scratch easy, which is good, especially like if you plan on carrying it on your makeup box or makeup bag, and it will like go with your other products. So there's not a lot of like worry in terms of getting the labels scratched off easily, even if it bumps with your other like makeup necessities or makeup essentials and stuff like that. So yeah, now this is bergamot scented slash flavored, and I say flavored because it's very typical for products with scents to, like, if you swipe it on, you can taste a little bit of the scent there, but it's not too overpowering. Like, it's not like when you open it and you kind of like smell it and immediately you get punched with like that bergamot scent. I tried swiping this on the other day. And there is a slight taste, but it fades away afterwards. It's not something that lingers on. So if you're very sensitive to that, then like that's also something to take note of. It's clear, and their reasoning for this is because they want it to be versatile, not just for, you know, their female fans, but obviously for other eyelids as well. And it's not like a color changing one either, so it's not one of those gimmicky pH type of lip balms. It really just goes on clear. Now, in terms of the texture, that is what's most interesting to me, is because I was expecting this to have some slipperiness to it. This is one of the lip balms that I own, also clear. And if you swipe it on, it's not something that you can see, but if you swipe this on, it definitely has a kind of like slippery texture to it. That's another thing that some lip balms usually have. Or for example, for this lip that I have right here, you swipe it on, it has that kind of like slip to it. But for this one, it definitely has this kind of like balmy feel to it. And I know that, you know, when you say lip balm, it should have a balmy texture, but that's not the case for most lip balms or lip creams. Sometimes, again, they're very they're very moisturizing to the point that you can really see how slippery they tend to be. They're not meant to layer when it comes to other products. It works almost a lot like a lip primer. The texture of this reminds me of the Fresh lip balm or lip therapy thing that I used to own before, which is really, really good. This, like for example, the YSL Lip Candy Glaze and Love Shine formulas, they are kind of like considered as lip balms by some people because they're not too opaque. And for this one, the Candy Glaze, it's definitely, like this one I love, but it feels kind of like heavy sometimes on the lips because of how glossy it is. And it has a little bit of like a slip to it. This one doesn't have that. For the Love Shine as well. So this one, again, I love the texture of this. This is my favorite formula out of the kind of like the Candy Glaze, Love Shine, and Candy Glow lines. This is my favorite. You can build it up to be more opaque, but sometimes it just comes off as something really nice and smooth, but doesn't slip as much. And it pairs well. Like all of my lipsticks paired well with this. It doesn't provide that unnecessary, like you still retain the finish of your lipstick when you're wearing this. And I'll try to demo that right now. When I say that this kind of like works as a lip primer is because, again, because it's definitely balmy. Like it does moisturize the lips, but it doesn't have that much of like a shine, even if it's freshly applied. So yeah, again, I'm not sure if it's translating that well on camera, but that's just how it is. And then so for this, it just retained the usual, like it doesn't slip off that easy. At least that's how it feels as well. And again, I'm not sure. It's more of like a feeling that now you're wearing it as compared to how it translates on camera. But it really does a good job in terms of doing that. I have tried this with products such as my Romand, what do you call this? Lip product as well. I forgot which one this is, but I use this underneath this one as well, which is a lip tint. Worked really well, didn't mess with the kind of like texture and the finish of this product. I didn't have to wipe it off before I put this on. I used this with this other lip tint as well, lip cream, I think. And it didn't mess with the finish of the product as well. And again, I wore it in terms of like the pair with my YSL Love Shine, my favorite one, I wear the shade 154 and 212 almost every time I go out. And it really paired well with the lipsticks that I have. It didn't mess with the finish, the texture of the products once applied to the skin, and I think it's on the lips, and I think it's really because of the not so slippery texture of the lip cream or the lip balm itself. So overall, I absolutely love that. I mean, obviously, I was really excited that they released, you know, a lip product, and I was gonna buy it out of just, you know, adding it to my collection just as a novelty piece, if you will. But actually, seeing how much quality went into this, especially that it could be appreciated by someone like me who's been a makeup enthusiast and a lipstick lover for the longest time in my life. It's really kind of like a really interesting product, and I really enjoy like having this. I'm really happy that they came up with something like this. And yeah, it feels like, you know, it's meant to be, and I don't know, it really just excite me to have this in my collection. And yeah, and that's the reason why I just wanted to make a review of it, as if it's an actual like beauty product that is sold everywhere. And I hope that they extend the sale of this more, because I'm sure that, you know, even if it's a fan club exclusive item, I hope that they restock for, you know, some people. I know, but just a thought. But it's also interesting to me how it pairs well with some products that they are currently endorsing. I'm not sure what else they have in mind in terms of other product. I think this is the safest bet when it comes to just a beauty product, but at the same time something more versatile as compared to, say, a blush or an eyeshadow palette or anything like that. But this is kind of like a smart choice. And I don't know, I just really love that they came up with this, and it just brings me so much joy as a fan for the reasons that has been mentioned over and over in this video. But yeah, so with that said, so tell me down in the comments below, where are you able to get iLip? And what are your thoughts on it? Which lip products are you pairing it with? What are your favorite lip products? Let's talk about that in the comments below. And which other products or a fan club exclusive products would you want Number I to release moving forward? So let's just have that chat down in the comments. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and you would want to hear more from me, please hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you again soon in a new one. Bye!